Remember that motion that we could not find because the court removed it from the docket, where Karen Reed tried to explain to the judge and clarify the record about what happened? Well, we have it.
It doesn't say anything new.
You must follow the law.
He was present, so I think he can answer whether or not it happened or not.
Have you had any conversation with the prosecutor?
I could say the same thing by taking Amber Heard as a client.
Mentative, don't you think?
Oh, hardly.
Are you able to estimate of those 1,000 different types of cases dealing with accident reconstruction?
We're not with the jury present. That was a tough.
Have you reached a verdict?
We, the jury, find the defendant not guilty.
Not guilty of
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Buckle Up. It is the Law with Attorney Larry Forman. Folks, I cannot wait to share this with you. A motion that Judge Gildea has removed from the docket has reappeared, and we are going to cover it right here, right now, no questions asked. On July 1st, 2026, you all may remember just a week ago, Judge Gildea went off on every lawyer in the case. Almost 24 lawyers were packed into a small courtroom where he lectured them on how he feels about the case and what has happened. Well, Karen Reed is not going to sit idly by and let the judge lecture about false and bad information. And even though Judge Gildea may not want to hear it, doesn't care about hearing it, doesn't want any responses, he is going to get a response. And the response is this. Emergency motion to clarify the record, which was filed on July 1st, 2026. The same day that the lecture happened. They literally went back to the office and said, let's type it up and send it. Today, the court stated on the record that an attorney with an appearance in this case has violated either the letter or spirit of the rule. You remember that? The rule that when things are impounded by the court, they are not to be released by any attorney. Well, what if it was not released by an attorney? Remember his statement, Judge Gildea's statement, that at like 2:22 p.m., we had a hearing, and at 2:52, only 30 minutes later, information was found on the internet, shared by an ex account, blah, blah, blah. Not telling us who it was, who shared it, what was it about, what was the violation, how was it violated. No, the rule has been violated, and therefore I will not stand for it. Ugh. And everybody and their mother just rolled over in their graves, on their couches, whatever. Because it just was so weird the way he went about it. Like I said in my previous video yesterday, he should recuse himself. If you have not seen that video, you have to watch it. Trust me, you will understand a whole lot more about Judge Gildea. Anyway, moving on. Have you been injured in an accident? Have you been hurt by a doctor? Have you suffered from a dog bite? Have you lost a loved one due to someone else's negligence? Call us, 1-844-774-HURT. Get a trial lawyer to get you the most money you deserve. That statement and those that followed were based on an incorrect premise. You made a mistake, Judge. Now listen here. Namely, the information that the court claimed had been disclosed by an attorney was already public as of June 6, 2026, at the latest, more than 2 days before the filing or impoundment order at issue. I know some people have already been talking about, like, Turtle Boy had this thing and da-da-da. He wasn't talking about any lives. Judge Gildea was specifically talking about a tweet. So, you want the tweet? We're going to show you the tweet. If you're not going to show it to us, we're going to show it to you. Thus, the entire foundation upon which your 15-minute lecture is based upon is complete horse crap, Judge. This is what they want to write, but they can't. And I can say it because this is my channel. So, thus, the entire foundation upon which the court called today's hearing and admonished counsel was factually flawed. They're calling the judge out on his bullcrap. This is amazing. Now, is Judge Gildea actually going to listen to this and go, maybe I was wrong? I don't think so. His ego is going to get the best of him, probably. Unfortunately, this is why I said he needs to recuse himself. Again, go watch the video if you don't know what I'm talking about. It's beyond the pale at this point. He can't handle his courtroom. He can't handle himself. He can't set aside his ego. This is ridiculous. You need to be unbiased and impartial, and now he's being biased and partial. That's a problem. He's letting the media get to him. He can't. This is a publicized case. He can't allow that. He is a judge, for God's sake. On June 6th, The ex-user the court referenced to today held a live stream on YouTube during which he stated that he had received the same information from a third party, referring to Aiden. That was 2 days before the impounded filing the court believes was improperly shared. That YouTube clip is contained in the USB drive attached as Exhibit 1. So now Turtle Boy's video is part of the record in the wrongful death case. It's already part of the record in the defamation case. Now it's all interrelated, interlinked. You guys understand. The following posts that also predate the June 8th impounded filing also show that the information in question was public prior to the filing. Don't forget to like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel. Here it is. Kentucky Maverick, by the way, who follows me, and I see his posts from time to time. Great guy. As to Proctor's deposition, this is dated 6/6/26. Which do you believe will most likely happen on Monday? The poll ends before Monday's hearing. The judge is going to grant the motion. It's going to be denied, and there's going to be a deposition. Denied, and there is no deposition. The result actually is exactly what happened. The motion to impound was granted, but the deposition went forward. So it's kind of like a hybrid between A and B. And then Sherry Thompson says Turtle Boy was live, which is referencing to the USB file that has been attached to the motion. The source, though not vetted, state that Proctor had been at McLean and transferred to a mental health facility in Florida. If that is true, did he have a nervous breakdown knowing that Alan Jackson was deposing him? Are the McAlberts concerned that he is the weak link? And that was 11:41 p.m. Eastern Time on June 6, 2026. That was the Saturday before the Monday hearing on June 8th. And then Petty Boop says, I'm sorry, but if Proctor is in the hospital in Florida, did they not know this before the close of business on Friday? That's the following day on June 7th at 7:24 p.m., about 15 hours before the impoundment hearing. So the judge got it wrong, and now it's part of the record. Is he going to change course? Probably not. Is it going to influence him? I hope so. It should. If it doesn't, thou shalt recuse, judge. You cannot preside over a case if you can't be neutral, especially if you can let any outside influencer influence your decision. I still want to know who tipped him off about all of this. That's what I want to know. He has not revealed his source either. Who do you think the source is? Let me know in the comments below. I know a lot of people said they think it's Kate Peters. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know. I'm curious, genuinely. I want to know. The court departed the bench immediately after making these statements without permitting any counsel to respond. It's a very cowardly move. I'm sorry. I have to call a spade a spade. Why did the judge just dip out? It's not cool. It's not fair. It's not proper. It's not right. You're a judge. You're not just an attorney. You are a licensed attorney, but you are a sitting judge. You have responsibilities. You have a certain level of decorum that you have to maintain. And Judge Gildea failed us all when he did that. That's why the people are lashing out once again. Defendant Karen Reed's counsel immediately asked to be heard to inform the court of these important facts that would correct the record, but the court refused to allow comment and refused to retake the bench when asked of counsel. And of course, this is signed by Seligson and Rosenberg and Jackson. I mean, there's a bunch of attorneys here from at least 3 different firms. I mean, this is just wild, folks. This is just something that you cannot make up. You cannot. There's going to be somebody's going to get the rights to this movie one day, and they're going to make bank because they have content galore. It writes itself. This is better than any script I have ever seen. A judge going off the rails, side parties, side quest parties that are simply not appearing for depositions, ignoring court orders. I mean, it's magnificent. It's idiotic. It's insane. It's stupid. It's crazy. When this is all said and done, we're going to see a fantastic movie one day, hopefully. The Lifetime movie, by the way, or whatever it was that made the Karen Reed case, I watched like the first 10, 15 minutes. And the minute it got to they arrive at the scene where John O'Keefe is, and like he's buried under snow, and I'm just like, oh God. They butchered it, and I couldn't watch the rest of it. Don't even bother. Trust me, it's junk. But I am telling you, this is just the most bizarre continuation of a series of cases that just gets infinitely more bizarre as the days go by. But we're finally seeing traction. Tolley's motion, denied, depose. Proctor's motion, frozen for the time being. He will eventually get deposed. Brian Higgins, Allie McCabe. We're waiting for Julie Albert to be rescheduled, her deposition to be rescheduled. She will get deposed. Then you have the House defendants. They're already ordered to be deposed. We'll find out tomorrow as to what those dates are, or we're going to find out on Monday as to what dates the judge is going to pick. This case is on fire, folks, and I'm going to continue covering it for you. I'm going to continue bringing you all of the stuff as it becomes relevant, covering all the interesting and important portions, of course, and scrapping everything else. So, as always, folks, I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed it. I love every single one of you, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, everybody.